She has not passed urine for the last 3 years. She hardly drinks water, and dialysis is what has kept her going for close to 5 years. Juna Zenga was diagnosed with kidney problem in 2010. She underwent a transplant which later failed. As we talk to her right now, she has suffered stroke on her left-hand side. Tell us, how did it all start?
I started having headaches, constant headaches. In the event I would take painkillers, thinking it was just a normal headache, and it would go. I would take painkillers and the headache would go. But the next day the headache would come back. So after some time I started having swelling on my feet. I would wake up with a puffy face. Then my appetite, suddenly I lost my appetite. I wouldn't want to eat anything. So when that happened, I felt that I needed to see a doctor. I went at a private hospital, and I described whatever I was feeling. Then the doctor had my blood test and a urine test. So from those tests, that's when we realized that I had a kidney problem. And the doctor sent me to a kidney specialist in KNH, Kenyatta National Hospital. So when I went there, actually I went when my body was swollen, completely swollen, and I was admitted immediately. So they did more tests, and that was confirmed that for real I had a kidney problem. I was put on dialysis immediately, and as I was dialyzing, I was put on dialysis for two sessions per week. But the doctors advised my family and I that we should have a kidney transplant. My sister offered to give me a kidney. So I dialyzed for 2 years when we were looking for funds. For those 2 years, we started looking for funds. We did the Rambes, but it was not enough. So in the process, our well-wisher came up in 2012, and that's when we did tests, and we were a perfect match with my sister. And 2012 in August, I did my transplant, and it was successful. When you do a transplant, you are put on medication for life. You don't stop taking medication to keep the kidney that you've been given going. And the medications are so expensive. But after doing transplant, I was okay. I could do my work, as in I could do anything. When you have a transplant, the only difference between me and you now is I have a foreign thing in my body, a foreign kidney, and I'm taking medication. But you cannot tell the difference. So transplant gave me another lease of life. I was active. I could do anything. So I went back to work. I could sponsor myself the medications. As much as they're very expensive, I would buy them. Unfortunately, in 2018, the graft failed.
That is after a duration of how many years? After
6
the
years.
transplant? Okay.
That kidney served me for 6 years. Those were the happiest days of my life, actually, because after being on dialysis for that long, for 2 years, and trust me, when you do a transplant, you are good. You feel okay, you feel normal, you feel active, you can do anything. So when my graft failed in 2018, I was so depressed. I would figure out myself again on dialysis and would feel so bad. I was put back on dialysis again in 2018. And that's what I've been doing to date. But now, the same 2018, I started dialysis. I stopped passing urine. And when you're in dialysis, almost everything is restricted. Your diet is restricted. Water intake is restricted. Fluid intake, let me say that. It's not easy. I am not passing urine right now. And I haven't passed urine since 2018 when I went back on dialysis. So, dialysis is what has kept me alive right now. Because the little fluid that I take is, since I'm not passing urine, since I'm not passing urine, dialysis is what gets off the urine in my system. Gets off the fluid in my system.
In short, it helps clean the body.
Yeah. Everything that I take that is toxic in my system, dialysis is what gets out the toxins. But dialysis is just something that is a temporary reprieve, because it doesn't do the work the kidney does naturally. Itatoa kidogo, zingine zinabaki kwa mwili. So constantly you are weak. You are always weak, always sick. Right now I don't even know how our body feels when you are okay. I'm always sick. I'm never okay. Yeah. Now, 2020, in November, in my sleep, I had stroke. I didn't even know that it was stroke. Because I woke up, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, I couldn't move. So when that happened, I was taken to KNH again, Kenyatta Hospital again. I did a CT scan. That's what revealed that I had stroke. That was the most difficult time for me, because honestly, waking up and you're put on diapers, like the other day you are walking, today you can't walk. You can't do anything. You can't even move your hand. You can't move your leg. It was so depressing for me. It wasn't a nice feeling at all. And at that time I thought I wouldn't make it. In fact, I knew I was not going to get out of hospital again alive. But by the grace of God, I got out of hospital, and I had to do physiotherapy. I've been doing physiotherapy since then. I've been doing dialysis twice weekly as usual, and still go for physiotherapy again. And physio, I'm supposed to go daily, but I can't afford it. I go like twice a week. So almost every day of the week, I'm in hospital.
It's either your dialysis,
Or
if not, it's physio.
Physiotherapy.
How much does it cost for the dialysis? twice a week?
A session
Yeah, per session.
is 9,500, and I have to do dialysis twice a week. Actually, it's supposed to be thrice, for the toxins to be out of the system at least. But honestly, who can afford? I'm not working. I can't afford dialysis thrice a week. I only go twice. And that's what has kept me to date. Now, the doctors have advised that I can do a second transplant. They have it's a risky procedure. A second transplant is a risky procedure. And we need to do thorough tests. Remember, the first transplant failed. So doctors don't want me to go for 6 years again with the second transplant. It's a very expensive procedure. Because for those tests to be done on my donor, on me. Remember, my first transplant, they told me that I had antibodies. So they need to be flushed out in my system, and it's a very expensive procedure. The whole process is going to cost 4.5 million. I don't have that money. The first transplant, I will wish I came up. I was so lucky to have that second chance to life. I need a third chance. Yeah.
And where is the transplant going to happen? Is it still in Kenyatta?
No. I'm supposed to go to India for a second transplant. And like I've said, it's going to cost 4.5 million.
Do you have any donors right now who are up, they want to donate the kidney?
I can say I'm lucky because my nephews have offered to donate a kidney for me. And I'm just praying. If I get the 4.5 million and we do the tests, we match again, like I matched with my sister, so that I can have another chance at life again. Because right now, honestly, I feel like I can die, because with dialysis ni kubahatisha tu, because unaweza enda kwa machine and una feel too vibaya kabisa, you just get sick. Then of course admission there again. Unaona, like most of the time my blood levels are low. I'm always transfused all the time. I get transfused. If I have a transplant, my life is going to change again. I'm going to be normal again like you people. Please help me get another chance at life again.
June Azenga needs a total of 4.5 million to have another transplant, which will happen in India. She's just appealing from me and you, well-wishers, to come up, step up, and help her get that transplant and get her life back to normal. Watching June, this is her left hand. This is where the dialysis all happens. These are the scars that every now she has to undergo a dialysis. This is where the dialysis has to occur. And this is where it all takes place. And this is the same side that has suffered stroke. You can imagine the pain she's going through. Let's stand up and help June to undergo the transplant. She already has a donor. What she's appealing is for funds We raise funds for her to go to India and make it all happen, to make her back to life. She has had the first chance to life, but it failed. She needs a second one, maybe to make her go through. Kindly, if you would tell us your number, maybe someone would want to send some cash to you.
Yeah, my phone number is 0722 102 675. I repeat, 0722 102 675.
She's only less than 40 years, but she's suffered kidney problem. She has stroke, and she's just asking for her last chance. We save her to make her life going. Let's stand up. Let's help June. Let's contribute 4.5 million to make her back to life.